Hey friends, it's Mitzi. Today we're going to be doing a miniature version of a collage card, this time using the Coffee Monster Co. washi tape as our inspiration. So these are the items that I used for my project. The most important thing being this uh, waffle flower die cut. It's a miniature version of what I used before. See how teeny tiny this is? Um, I actually got this one first, to be honest, but I never used it. So beside the die cut, you're going to need some ink. I have my distress ink with my little daubers, and of course my favorite, VersaFine Clair. I'm going to use my pen. I'm going to use some double-sided tape, and for this project I'm actually going to use a ruler. Now any ruler will work, I just happen to have this cute one from Coffee Monster. And then you're going to need an X-Acto knife. As long as it's sharp, it doesn't matter if it's clean or dirty like mine. And then we're going to use the stamp set that I used before from the waffle flower collection. But obviously the star of the show is the washi tape, and this is what I chose to use today. So let's get started talking about die cut machines. This is the one that I have. I have the Sizzix Big Shot. It comes with these little platform boards, and you just lay them in. The base, this one is just to add a little bit more bulk since we're using a real thin die cut today. You put down your bottom uh, clear board, and then you just start layering. You layer a sandwich. So you have your paper and your die cut. Make sure that the sharp part is facing downward toward the paper. You put on your top clear board, and then you just start cranking. Oh, hold on a second. I need to flip this over. Okay, now your die cut, if you want to, you can always tape it down. Just throwing mine in because that's how I do it. And then you just start cranking, and you're going to hear this sound. Just wait for a minute. That clicking means that it's gone over the die cut and then back again. You're going to feel that pressure release. And at that point, you'll know that it is cut through. And voila, there you go. It has cut through the die cut. And then I use my little pen and I push out any little bits that might have stuck in there. Now, of course, I'm going to make at least 2 of these. And I have my 2 die cut bits, and I'm ready for my background. I am one of those gals that doesn't like crazy math, so I make this pretty simple. 2 by 1.5 is going to work for this project. So the next part, we're going to be starting with the stencil, and this is so teeny tiny that I'm going to bring you real close in here so that we can get a good look at what we're doing here. So we have our little die cut out, and this is where my favorite double stick tape is going to come in clutch. Just throw a couple of pieces on the back. In hindsight, I think probably one would have sufficed here, but I did 2. So take the little pin, the PIN, I call it a pin, and we just take off the backing real quick, and we are going to affix this on my little board so that that is not going to move. And now we use the stencil, and we lay it down and try to get a good look at it. Um, Under the light that I'm using, it's kind of hard for me to see, but I'm going to do my best to line it up. And from the last time around, we learned that we really need to tape it down real securely. So I'm going to take a little bit of time here to make sure that it is stuck down exactly where I want it so we don't have issues like we did in my last video that I used a stencil. Okay, so it is nice and secure. So I got these little baby inks, a bunch of them the other day at my local paper store, Urban Paper in Shoreline, Washington. Um, and it's just a great way to check out some new colors for a reasonable price, like Barn Door I haven't used before. But these baby inks are really, they're around 350 a piece. And so I'm going to use peeled paint and barn door today on this one to make it a little bit different than the one that was in the initial picture. So you just grab some ink and start plopping it down. Now this is so tiny that I am looking at this thinking that I might grab some little eyeshadow brushes for next time that I'm doing something this teeny tiny because it's so tiny. um, but we're just adding in some color, and it doesn't really have to be precise. Again, this is just some background color because we're putting washi tape on top of this, and you're not going to see a whole lot of it. It's mostly just for kind of shading in those boxes so that you can get a good box effect, um, so to say. You'll see as we go along. So what we're going to do next up is we're going to grab our washi tape and start laying that down. And the way that I do that is I just take my washi tape, I figure out what picture I'm using. I'm using the bottom um, as guiding on the box and feeling through with my finger and just cutting down with my X-Acto knife, using my finger to kind of feel out the edges of the stencil underneath. And that's why I continually am kind of rubbing on it to get an idea. And then I just cut through. And then I'm going to cut off any part that I don't want using my X-Acto knife. Sorry that the kind of blurring in and out because it's trying to obviously um, focus it on something and it's having a hard time because of what I'm doing. But I think it will work its way out here in a minute. But you can see I'm just using the X-Acto knife to cut through. Voila. Gonna take another little, I like how this fit into the last one. So I'm gonna do that. And this is just really the quick way. I like quick results. And once again, I'm using my finger to feel the edge here. And I'm just using my knife to cut around. And again here, I guess it doesn't have to necessarily be exact because I'm actually going to be cutting around some of these items here. So it's not filling in the whole square. And I'm just, you can kind of peel off as you go along to kind of get a little bit of an idea of where you need to cut. Get the pieces out, kind of like a reverse puzzle piece. We're getting the pieces taken away rather than put in. So now I'm going to, the focus on this, not real fun here. Sorry, bear with me. I know that this is probably kind of hard to look at because of the focus. There. Oh, I just love that little paint palette. And here I'm going to do my best to cut around on this little emoji so that it is just sitting inside this box. peeling it away. Gotta be careful, I've got red ink on my finger. So let's see if I can do this without getting the ink on my finger. And just take your time to get as close to this line as you can. Again, it doesn't have to be perfect. Oh, that's what's getting ink on my finger. I'm rubbing on this. But I'm trying to get little tiny bits of the washi tape off. And this isn't an exact science. I'm just kind of winging it as I go. And getting off all these little extra bits that I don't need because I want that red color to show through rather than having the background, the white washi tape. So there he goes. Okay, so Mitzi, quit smudging on here. So an alternative to this is to take the tape and put it actually right on the board and start cutting it out. And this might actually be easier and better now that I'm doing it, because it allows you to really get really close up and get those cuts real detailed. And I think what I'm going to do is do this on the last two pieces here, and we just get as close as we can. Again, it doesn't have to be perfect, but you know, as crafters, we like perfect. So we take the pen and we gently grab it. Oh, should have used my pen, not my finger, and just stick it in. Boom. Oh, look how nice. Oh, wait a second. I can see a little bit of white here that I'm going to try to get off. With the background, you can see it a little bit better. Now, the last one that I did, I used the washi stickers. So many cute little stickers. But this time I'm going to use more of this tape. I saw this little notebook and I thought, ooh, I think this is going to work out real well. And here we go, just cutting it out. I'm going to kind of cut around the best that I can. This is a lot of detail, so I'm going to take this away and I'll save that for something else. And I'm going to just use the very tip top. And this is why it's important that your X-Acto knife is nice and sharp. And to be honest, I probably need a new blade in this, but we're going to make this one make do for right now. And just tiny little cuts up and down, getting all these little white bits off, cutting around as close as we can to the outline. Got little stickies here that need to be taken care of. And we're just going to finish cutting around as close as we can, getting off these little bits, using my X-Acto this time to plop it up a little bit. Use my tweezers, my favorite tweezers, and line it up the way that we like. Back to the X-Acto knife to cut it, feeling where the box edge is to cut it, and get that little piece off, and just kind of cleaning it up. And then we are done with the washi tape part. Pick up to see how it looks. Oh, look how cute it looks. So we're done with the stencil. So next we are on to the stamping part. And I'm just using a couple little bits from the Post-its Collage fall waffle flower collection here. And we're going to put in a denomination. We're going to do 10 cents and maybe a couple squiggles as well. So as usual, I use my Versa Fine Clear ink. It is the best for fine detail stamping. I have my little 10 cent, dab, 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 and then straight down, straight up, straight down, straight up. Boom, look how clear that is. 10 cents. Then we're going to come in and grab some squiggles because I like squiggles, and we're going to, on the VersaFine Clear, the dab, 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 straight down, straight up. Let's see, we'll throw it right there. Straight down, straight up. And so we've got a little bit of ink detail. Okay, so we are done with the art part. Let me see how I'm going to get this up. This is where I discovered that double tape twice, maybe a little bit overkill, but we're going to get it pulled up and straighten it out. There we go. And it is time to put on the backing. Backing 2 by 1.5. We're going to just kind of line it up there the best that we can. Sorry for the blur again. And now it's not exact, but we can take out our ruler with our X-Acto knife and cut it. Yeah, cut it down the way that we want it to look. And we're just going to do all 4 sides. I'm kind of lining up right outside of the edge here. And we'll see if I can get a straight cut with first time or not. No, that was a good one. That was a good one. And here, let's see, that's not exactly. Let me try this again one more time to get through. Like I said, I need a new blade in my knife. And there we go. Now, we could easily leave it as is and just have it be a little tiny postage stamp card. But of course, we're not going to do that. I'm going to take both of my little postage stamps and put it on a card. It's just your basic card, and we're going to place it there. Let's see, might use some of that, or no, I think I got it. I think I'm going to grab into my Coffee Monster. I got this really cute Happy Mail stamp that I have on here, but I got to double check because I have it on vertical from my last project, and I need to stick it on horizontal. But that's why I have it just on the double stick tape so that I can zhuzh it around easily however I need it. So I'm going to take my VersaFine Claire, we're going to dab, 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 and we're going to lay it in here just like that. Perfect. So now we're going to take our little postage stamps and we're going to stick them on with my friendly double-sided tape that I love so much. I use this, I think, in almost every project that I do. It is quick and easy, and this gal loves quick and easy. So if you like this kind of stuff, I love sharing it with you, so I hope that you will subscribe and like and do all the things so that I can share more of these projects with you. I'm gonna throw that on. Let's see. Boom. And boom. Good. Like how it goes. Now, you could color the stamp, the Happy Meal stamp. You could do something with the envelope. I'm going to use the washi tape and just kind of make a coordinating envelope by throwing some of this on here. Easy peasy. And zip zap, there we go. And there you go. We have a card with a matching envelope. Isn't she just adorable? Now, obviously, if you want to put more embellishment on, you can. If you want to write it side, you can. I'm not going to do anything with mine. So go find the Postage Collage Mini Die Cut. It's only $5.99. Thanks for joining me today. As always, I leave you with use what you have, buy what you need, save what you can, and then splurge occasionally. And always remember, the most important thing is your creativity, and I'm here to help inspire you. See you next time. Bye.